Thank you for checking out part 3 of our discussion with Kamila Gornia here on the Peak Performers Podcast. We wrap up our interview today with a step-by-step tutorial on how to develop materials and sell online courses. So if you've ever wanted to learn how to market your unique skill set through e-learning, you're going to want to stay right here with the Peak Performers Podcast.
Welcome to this edition of Peak Performers Podcast with your host, Thor Conklin. Thor will be sharing the necessary tools, strategies, and psychology you'll need to become a peak performer in any area of your life or business.
You have to be very careful of who you're taking advice from and who you're comparing yourself to.
Right. That is a big one.
You know, I remember there was a joke when I worked on Wall Street. It's the only place where people in their Rolls Royces go to give people money that take the subway.
Yep. I mean, there you go.
You know, I mean, why would you invest money with someone that is making less than you are? Right. And just because they have a Ferrari in their ad and the dollar bills spread out on the hood, hey, that doesn't mean that it's actually real. Matter of fact, I went on Facebook the other day. I said, what would you do in order to promote your brand? Would you get a tattoo of your brand on your chest? And I have a picture of me on my Facebook page with a tattoo of my logo on my chest. Now, it was Photoshopped. I was shocked at the number of people that said, oh my God, you got a tattoo? I was like, no, I didn't get a tattoo. One day I'd like to sell this company, so I'm not going to sell my chest along with the with the company. But just because you see it doesn't mean that it's real. Don't compare your real life to somebody else's Facebook life.
Right. That's so big. And people, I mean, everybody shares what they want people to see. They don't really share the behind the scenes a lot of times. So it's really easy to compare our bad times to somebody's like perfect, amazing times that might not even be real. And I think the best thing that people can do is just to stay in their own lane and just focus on being better than they were before. And if you are, then you're probably on the good path, on good track to just consistently grow.
Yeah. Every Wednesday on this show, I share the 52 screw-ups that I had over 17 years of being in business. I share one a week. Thank God there's only 52 weeks. Or there'll be more episodes. I don't know if they'll be in 2018. But, look, I made a mistake. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have the information. I didn't have the skill, whatever it was in the situation. And as a result of that, learn from it. I mean, look, if you're in business, you make more mistakes. That's an interesting question. What if you make more mistakes than you make right, decisions? I guess you'd probably make more right decisions. It depends on the severity, but I mean, we mess up all the time.
I think it's actually good if we make more mistakes because we learn from these mistakes and then we know what to do later. If you're just having successes, when you have that first failure after having so many successes, that's gonna you're not gonna know what to do with yourself.
Oh yeah, my 7th company is the one I blew up, not in a good way, and it had been success. I mean, it was like the golden touch. And I got arrogant. It was like, well, I could do this, I could do that, I could do that. Come on, this is easy. Let me get into a business that I don't understand the product, don't understand how to get product made overseas, how to work with the Chinese, how to work with the Vietnamese, and let me deal with a clientele that I don't even speak their primary language. Yeah. Why? Because I wanted a challenge.
Right. Right.
And, everything had worked before that. So are you truly living your potential? Are you getting the results that you need, want, and desire? There was a time in my life where I was not, and I needed answers. For the last 16 years, I've been obsessed with the question of why some people achieve massive results and others do not. And I found out that it comes down to one thing: execution, and the ability to take your ideas and plans and dreams and turn them into reality. That led me to the question, what are peak performers doing that others are not doing? How do they think? How do they act? What is behind the science of execution? I have now uncovered the secrets to the science of execution, and I want to share them with you. I have an intensive 3-day event called the Business Execution Summit. If you are truly committed to taking your game to the next level and mastering the science of execution, the most important skill that you will ever acquire, simply take your phone and text the word BESUMMIT, one word, to to 41411 and I'll send you out some additional information on our upcoming event. I want to switch up something. We've got about 10 minutes left, and I want to I've never done this before, so this will be interesting to see how it turns out. But what I want to do is I want to do a little case study.
Oh.
And I'm going to say, okay, hi, I'm Tom, and I want to start a business. I know you don't do the startup phase, but I want to become the brand. Let's say I want to start an online company, and I want to sell online products. I want to sell online courses. So bring me through as early in the starting process as possible, but really getting into, like you said, you can't do everything at once. Where do I start?
So for anybody that wants to do anything online, and especially selling courses, and this might be kind of against what some people share, but I'll just say it anyway because that's what I believe.
That's why you're on the show.
Yes. So my recommendation is to work with some people one-on-one first to develop some kind of a process or system for, like, what are you exactly teaching? Are people even into learning that in this way that you're thinking about teaching it? Because, and unless you've been, let's say that you're, Tom, maybe you're an accountant and you've been doing accounting for years and years and years. So you're like, all right, my first course is going to be about accounting for entrepreneurs. Okay, that's great. Now, I would actually go talk to these entrepreneurs and really understand, why are they working with you? If they've been your clients, is it that they want you to do their accounting, or is it that they want to know how to do their accounting themselves? And I would talk to a lot of people and really understand the market first and see if there's even, is this even a good idea? Is it even something that people actually want?
Great. Spoke to 100 people. They said, my idea is brilliant, including my mom. Now, what do I do? Where do I start? Do I start doing Facebook ads? Do I start doing live? What do I do?
Oh, so what I would do is I would create like a mini version of that course that you're planning on creating. So let's say that your amazing course about accounting is going to kill all the things about accounting. It's going to be the best thing ever.
And it's going to be fun. Fun
and
accounting.
It's going to be fun. Oh my God. Totally sold. So what you're doing is you're creating a mini version of this. But you're not necessarily creating it yet. You're creating it as in you're planning for it. And that's the goal. You're planning on creating it. So you're reaching out to these 100 people. And what you're doing is you're saying, okay, so, hey, Tom, or no, you're Tom. Hey, Mary. Mary, you're an entrepreneur. You told me that this course would be such a great idea. Here, I'm actually in the process of creating this. Here's what it is. You can actually join for only X amount of dollars. It's going to be this much later. Let me know if you're interested and I'll send you the link. And you do that to all those people. If you get, I would say, if everybody said that it's a brilliant idea, I would expect at least 10% to buy, maybe 5%. If they do, great, go for it. Seems like there's a good, something that's actually good there. And you made money, so you actually have that budget to allocate towards creating the course and running Facebook ads and things like that.
So sell it before you create it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's so many people that try to create the thing first, and then, my company runs their ads for them, and then nothing happens. It's because they didn't go through this process.
All right, this is good. This is working. I may use this more often. All right, keep going.
Yeah. So
more.
Then,
what's the next step?
Well, they're buying it. Great. So if you bought, if 5 or 10% of those people bought, then there's definitely obviously something there. And then you can go off and actually go and, plan into creating this. Now, I actually never create anything before selling it. I have to sell at least one thing before I create anything. And, you go through the process of selling the actual thing you're planning on selling. So you're putting down the dates of when it's going to be live, what am I doing? And you just do visibility. Like, you could do Facebook ads if you want to. So maybe you're sending traffic to, it could be a webinar, or it could be just some kind of an opt-in, like a checklist about accounting, or, your how to do your DIY accounting for entrepreneurs, getting people onto your list. You grow your list significantly. Significantly meaning if you're going from 0, I would say to 200, 500 is probably significant for you. So grow that list, but also get them to really understand that, hey, something really cool is coming. And there's 2 things that you can do at this point. You can either send them to a webinar that you're doing live and then sell this awesome course that you are in the process of creating. And you can tell them that, hey, the course doesn't actually start until like 4 weeks from now. It's okay because it's your first course. And you can give them, in exchange for waiting, you give them some kind of a bonus, some kind of a special price, and get them to sign up. Now, I would expect a percentage, again, to sign up for this thing based on your previous results. So at this point, if people are not buying, there's probably something wrong with the positioning of it, of how maybe you're not a good salesman, so maybe you need to kind of get better at that and just have more practice on that. But this is a good way to just consistently grow and get more budget so you can do more ads or do more of outreach and just these other kind of visibility strategies that allow you to consistently get your product and yourself out there without having to spend like manual time all the time. Because I'm expecting this Tom character that we're talking about, if he's like, okay, well, I want to create a business and I want to sell courses. Well, I would probably expect that if Tom is in the process of wanting to create a course, he's probably still working a 9-to-5 in his, accounting.
Yeah, this might be a side hustle. So,
right.
So now we've got some interest. We've actually pre-sold it. Bring us through the sales funnel process. And there's a lot of software out on the market that takes care of this. Most of it, I feel like you need a coding degree to figure out how to actually do it. What do you suggest to the solopreneur? What's easy and simple out there?
I love using ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels is my favorite thing in the world. So ClickFunnels is basically like, you can create landing pages, sales pages, order forms. You can actually deliver content like the course within the platform too. So it makes everything super, super easy. So that's basically like the main platform I tell anybody to get. And you can even do your email marketing in there. I don't personally, but you can. And it's awesome. So you're getting these people, they're signing up for your list, buying, the course, you're delivering the thing. Then, after you've delivered that course, you can sell them into the next thing. And maybe that's something bigger that you have. Maybe you have this was a course, maybe you have a bigger course that kind of talks about other things. Or maybe, that's kind of like an upsell where it talks about accounting plus something else. Or maybe you're doing a cross-sell where you're selling them something else that is also very important to their business, but isn't necessarily accounting. So if you, Tom, want to have several different courses and several different things, that's a great opportunity for you to that there too. And again, it's a very similar process. And the cool thing about this is that when somebody buys something from you for the first time, even if it's like $1, they become 10 times as likely to buy from you again. So the more you can get people through the buying process, even if it's creating some tiny little things, like we call them tripwires in the marketing world. If you can create some kind of a tripwire before they buy the main thing that you want them to buy, like that big accounting course, they're much more likely to actually buy that course and much more likely to become an advocate for you and a huge fan and tell their friends about you too. So, obviously the thing about sales funnels is that there's a whole lot of testing involved. So I don't usually recommend building out crazy sales funnels for people that aren't ready for it. Like Tom is probably not going to be ready for a sales funnel anytime soon. I would just have him really go through that one very simple funnel. I mean, it's still a funnel, but it's not a very complicated one where people opt in, many different ways of people getting into the list. Then they're all being sold on a webinar or some kind of a manner into the course and then buying the thing. I would then just focus on refining and making sure that your conversion rates are going up and that kind of stuff. Until that's perfected, I wouldn't really mess with a whole lot of other things. I mean, maybe you can have an immediate upsell where maybe they get like there's the course and maybe there's a VIP option. They buy this, the upsell is like a one-on-one call or something like that, just to get, extra money again. So it's kind of looking, I like taking risks, but I like also being kind of risk averse at the same time. So it's like a good balance. So I like to be smart with my money. So I'm investing, I'm making money, but I'm also investing it back versus, just throwing a bunch of cash out there and like hope that it comes back to me. I'd rather be a little bit more strategic with it. So that's what I would recommend for Tom.
So ClickFunnels will act as your CRM?
Yeah, it can. It's not like a CRM, but it could definitely.
It captures the email addresses and it captures who they are. Okay. And then any basic CRMs that you recommend? I
like to use Contactually. So Contactually.
Spell that?
Yeah, it's a CONTUALLY, I think.
Okay. Why?
Why?
Why do you like them?
I like Contactually because I've tried other platforms and they were very confusing to me. I am not, I don't come from like sales background where we have all these crazy like, pipeline and like long things, and I'm more relationship focused where, even if somebody is not in my pipeline, oh my God, that sounds so bad. I still want to have a relationship with them. I still want to like be reminded that, hey, I have to follow up with this person because they, I just want to follow up with them. And it's very relationship focused. So you can put people in different buckets based on how often you want to, be reminded to connect with them again. And I really like it because it's just focused on connection. It's just focused on relationships. And you can do the other like traditional CRM things, but I really, again, I'm big on connection. I'm big on relationships and that, authentic, I guess, business. So that's my favorite tool.
Yeah, you and I speak the same language. In all my consulting contracts, if I don't get my clients' results, if I don't get a 300% ROI, I return their money. So I'm all about the relationships and diving in deep. And my homework after this podcast is going to be to come up with a different term for pipeline, sales funnel, and buckets. Because every time someone says them, and I say it myself, it's just like, ugh. It's like, who wants to be in a pipeline? So, yeah,
Yep.
I'm gonna come up. I'm gonna come up with my own, and then I'll share them with you. And
Oh, please do.
yeah, I think the industry needs. Well, actually, the industry doesn't need anything different. They can keep doing what they're doing, and this is going to be our differentiating. We won't tell anybody. Okay, we'll keep it our secret.
Yes, I'm down with that.
All right, we're almost out of time here, but I want to touch on one thing because there seems to be kind of two camps, and I kind of agree with your camp, and I've heard a lot of arguments for the other camp. And that is, you've got to start with a relationship, and it's easier to start that relationship with a $10 purchase versus a $5,000 purchase. Are there any recommendations that you offer that you called it a tripwire? We'll have to come up with another term than that for that one. Mm-hmm. An engagement enhancer.
Ooh.
Where we take, does it start at $10? Does it start at $1? I know like years ago, and it cracks me up when I still see these websites, $97, $67. It's like, okay, how old is that website? Mm-hmm. Are there levels that you see that seem to work well with businesses?
I really don't think that there is an umbrella kind of, or, a general thing, because it really does vary a lot. And I would say the best way to know is to test it for yourself. And the biggest thing to know is like, who are you talking to? If you're talking to other people, if you're helping people make money and they're also people that have money, I mean, you can charge more. If something is really cheap, they're not going to be, they're not even going to listen to you. So it's, it's so relative that it's kind of
based
hard
on
to
your
say,
market. Yeah. That's a good point.
It's definitely based on your market and testing and just in general.
Test. I love it. Well, please tell the audience how they can get in touch with you and some of the things that you're working on.
Yeah, so you can find me online. You can go to KamilaGornia.com. That's KamilaGornia.com. And I'm on social media all over the place, of course.
Awesome. Anything else about your business?
Well, I mean,
some programs that you're working on?
Yeah, so I actually have a program called Authority Launcher that we are launching, and it's basically a place for amazing entrepreneurs who want to be authorities in their online space to get their setup and blow up phases basically kind of in order. So a lot of their marketing foundations, online marketing, setup kind of things in order so they can continue getting clients or get their first clients or move from the local business into an online business, and doing so by attracting more amazing people into them. And, a lot of people that want to be seen as a thought leader, these are the things that they typically go through. So I'm basically compiling everything in one place and then giving people an opportunity to get a customized, personalized approach of how to go through these steps. So Authority Launcher is going to be awesome.
Awesome. And when is that coming out?
So that's coming out in March.
Terrific. Now, are you selling that already?
We are in pre-selling.
All right.
I just sold my first one today. Actually,
you're listening to your own advice. I love
sure
it.
Am.
Well, absolutely amazing speaking with you today. Great information. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to having you back on the show.
Well, thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for listening today. I really do appreciate your time, and I hope you found today's show valuable. If you would like to receive these shows automatically to your phone or to your computer, simply go to iTunes and subscribe. After listening to several of the shows, if you're so inclined, please leave us a 5-star rating, as this helps us reach additional people and spread the message. If you're truly committed to taking your life to the next level and doing whatever it takes to become a peak performer, but something's holding you back, something is blocking your way, and you just can't seem to figure out what it is, send me an email to info@thorconklin.com, and I'd be more than happy to get on the phone with you. We'll schedule a 15-minute discovery call. No obligation, no cost. I absolutely love to hear from the listeners, and if there's something I can do to help, I'd be more than happy to do that. Also, if you found something of great interest in today's show and you want to share that with your friends and family, simply go to my Facebook page, Thor Conklin. Click on the episode, hit the share button, and share it on your page. You can follow me at Twitter at Thor Conklin. The website is thorconklin.com. We're constantly adding new free resources, discussing additional tricks, tips, tools, and strategies on how to be a peak performer. Remember, I try to keep these episodes short so you can listen to them during dot time, doing other things, commuting, driving, walking, working out. Decide to be a peak performer in all that you do. And until tomorrow, have an absolutely amazing day.